Hi, I'm Sam, one half of Twice Upon a Dream, and today I'm going to show you how I Disneyfied a very plain and small little bathroom. There's a story to tell about the rescued Mickey Mouse sink at the end, but for now, let's do some magic. So I hope you enjoyed that little tour of my bathroom, and I just wanted to tell the story of the sink. These Mickey Mouse shaped sinks are really hard to come by now. They were made by Armitage back in the day, and yeah, they're nearly impossible to find. And yet one popped up on my Facebook newsfeed. It was kind of languishing in a barn in Chelmsford in Essex, which is at the other end of the country to us. But I saw it was only £100, and it was looking a little bit ropey. It had all bits of straw and muck in it. But I just thought, I've got to have it. So I messaged the guy and asked him if he could put it on a pallet for me, and I arranged for a haulier to go and pick it up for me. And it came, I think you took delivery.
It was all wrapped up in a carpet, wasn't it? Oh, it was such a sorry state
it was a really sorry sight. All the overflow was all full with mud and gunk, and yeah, so I feel like I rescued it a little bit, and I absolutely love it. And then I was so obsessed with it, I thought, oh my god, I need taps to match for the bath.
It's not like you to start a thing.
To obsess over anything.
You didn't start
I started
a thing.
So I went on eBay and I found the mixer tap for the bath, and fitted that on my old bathroom suite. So yeah, really chuffed with those. They're like my thing in the house that I am the most proud of, because I haven't seen anybody else with them, and I just think they're a real special touch of Disney. So and the other thing that I absolutely love in the bathroom, which I did take a close-up of it, and I'm sure we'll insert a picture here for you, is the ivy. Can you remember the ivy?
Oh, I do remember the ivy. Oh, there was this little rotten kid. Sorry, I'm sure he was lovely, but he wasn't. He was a bit rotten because he was pulling bits of ivy off from the back of the castle in Disneyland Paris. Yeah. He was just pulling it off, as if it wasn't
and
important.
dropping it on the floor.
Dropping it on the floor. No regard whatsoever for Disney ivy, if you can believe such a thing.
Castle ivy.
Oh. Anyway, so I picked a little piece up off the floor, and I thought, oh, I wonder if we can save this and take a little piece of Disney Castle ivy for Sam. So we wrapped it in wet tissue, and we carried that around the park all day in wet tissue, and then took it back to the hotel, put it in some water, then put it in the wet tissue again to travel home on the plane, didn't we?
Yeah, we did.
And she saved it.
Yeah, it took probably about 6 months of sitting in a glass to get little tiny little roots on it, and I just thought,
I remember because you messaged me and you were like, look, it
lives. And now it's doing really well, and I have my own little piece of castle ivy from Disneyland Paris.
But can I say, don't do that. It belongs to the castle.
Absolutely.
And
it does.
we rescued this piece from the floor, so yeah, don't start tugging away at that. So one thing I noticed, Sam,
yeah,
on your bathroom tour, what gives with Walt?
I knew it was coming. Well, everybody said I love the Dreamer statue. I absolutely adore it. it's just brilliant. But everybody seems to say, I don't know why, he looks like he's sat on the toilet, like he's sat thinking on the toilet. So it was actually my daughter Roberta who made him his own little tiny loo roll to sit next to him. And somehow it seems fitting because it is in my bathroom. I feel like it's just a little bit of fun. I'm sure Walt would love it. It's a little bit of whimsy.
Kind of whimsy, isn't it? It's a bit gross, really. But
Why is it gross? It'd be more gross if you didn't have any.
I don't know. If you sat there on the toilet, he's got his trousers on.
Well, the whole thing's
Let's just think. We're probably thinking too deeply
the whole
now.
thing's a little bit silly, but anyway,
Yeah.
I think it's kind of cute that he has his little roll of toilet paper.
So, budget tips. Let's have your budget tips, Sam.
Budget tips, right? Probably the main thing that I saved money on in my bathroom was the towel rail and the loo roll holder, and I also put it round the little flush on the top of the toilet. The really expensive, the Mickey Mouse toilet rolls with the Mickey Mouse heads at either side of the rail and the toilet roll holder. So I bought some silver sticky back plastic and cut out little Mickey heads, put them on.
Is that what you did?
Yeah. So they're just made out of sticky back plastic, and nobody would notice because nobody's looking that closely at anything.
Well, I didn't notice.
So yeah, that was the main thing that I saved money on. And the other thing that I like to do, which anybody could do if they've got the little wax stamps, even if it's not Disney themed, you could do a nice Victorian one or whatever.
Is the fleur-de-lis would be nice, wouldn't
exactly the little point on the loo roll, just literally wet a wax stamp it in, and it gives it that hotel look. If you've got guests coming, it's just a really cute little finishing touch. So that's another cute little touch to do if you've got people coming and you just want to look a little bit posh and a little bit bougie.
I mean, just so you know, I would never have people coming because guests
should perish the thought.
Never a guest about, but I would like a little fleur-de-lis, little pointy thing on
exactly. Why not?
Yeah, you can enjoy it for yourself.
So anyway, thank you everybody for looking around my Disney bathroom with me. There might be more room tours in the future. It's not the only Disney room I've got in my home, so
it's not. So click subscribe if you want to follow
why
us.
Not?
And
Why
see
not?
Future ones.
And if you like this video, please feel free to give us a little thumbs up. It really helps. Thanks everybody, and we will catch you real soon.
And when she says help, she means it makes us feel nice. So
that's true.